I.Eat.Games. Yeah.
Hey dandies, welcome to my Triada Relics guide. It is the complete guide to get all the mysterious goodies from the Mysterious Cave. But first I want to share with you my most favorite bug. No, it's not that guy with the funny arms. It is this. It is the trampoline horsey. This was great. I thought this was a lot of fun. I had a pre-release copy of the game and it was a little buggy, and that was my favorite. Now, fair warning, if you are sensitive to like item and location spoilers, this guide is going to have all of it. But if you want the best stuff in the game, then please go on. Now, let me just break this down. So I'm going to show you where the secret cave is that starts all of this. I'm going to show you where the 3 relics are that you need to bring back to that cave, and the weapon, the Supremo, and the pet that you get. And they are super overpowered, but they're a lot of fun to use. I actually ended up not using them, but let me show you them in action. So that is me engaging the Supremo. And with that rifle, actually it's a revolver that I'm shooting, and the Supremo together, it will highlight enemies for you, as you can see, and you can also shoot through walls. So it doesn't one-shot kill, which is why it took 2 to 3 shots for me to kill those guys, but you can just shoot through walls, and it's like way overpowered. It's a lot of fun, but I ended up eventually not using it because I wanted to explore some of the other gear, but it is pretty fun to use. And if you want to get these, then I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. Yeah, so those are the 3 items. Now, first thing you should do is fast travel to Carla's camp. And let me go ahead and zoom out here so you can get a good look at it. And when you fast travel, go ahead and spin around and go down this path, and we are going to go grab ourselves a horse. Now, I'm going to try and fast forward the boring parts of this guide so you don't have to do that. And so make sure we have a good pace. My goal is to get you through all this stuff as quickly and as accurately as possible. Now, when we get down to the end of this path, we're going to hang a right, and we're going to continue to go on. You will notice later on in the guide, I made separate guides for the 3 treasure hunts that you need to complete to get the relics, but I just kind of smashed them into this video so everything is in one place. Okay, so ride the path down to where you see these 3 ledges, and you can see they're painted yellow, which is so convenient and needed for us. Go ahead and climb all the way up to the top. You see that arrow there on the rock. So we're going to make our way across this tree, and then we are going to fall down here. Now, continue on this path. You know what? Let me go ahead and bring up the map so you can kind of see where we are. Carla's camp is over there on the left, and right there, that is the Oluwa Cave. That's the secret cave that everybody's been talking about. Everybody on the island, that is. So there it is. There's the cave. So let's go ahead and go inside. And not too difficult. You kind of go up and down some rocks. And then once we work our way through, we will enter this big, well, it's not big. It's a small-ish chamber, actually. And you can see the little purple highlight there. Go ahead and go read that note. And when you read that note, that's when you will start on this mission. And you will notice that you have 3 new treasure hunts. And those 3 treasure hunts, all of them are located in different regions. The first one is located here. It's in Madrugada, and then the other 2 are also in different locations. Now, you can get to these anytime you want to go. You can go get them. There are anti-air flak cannons, so you can't just fly to them, but you can do what I did, which is just fly to them, and then when you get shot down, parachute and get as close as you can. So go ahead and collect all the goodies in the cave, and if you want, you could just continue on with the main mission until you get to Madrugada, because that's where the game's gonna kind of push you in that direction. But let's get started and have fun. Hey Danny's Mark here, and we're working on Ida's Triada Relic, and this is actually part of a much bigger mission line that involves a secret cave called Oluwa Cave, and that you can get that in the starter island, the tutorial island. So if you don't have that, you can still do this, but if you want to go get that, you could head back to the tutorial island and just go around and talk to people, look for the little exclamation marks, and eventually it'll trigger for you and they'll tell you to go find this cave. But anyway, right now I'm going to try and get you through this treasure hunt for the first relic as accurately and as quickly as possible. So you're going to see me, fast forward, like climbing like vines and stuff like this, just so that we can get through this and move on to the next one. But this is a lot of fun. I like what they did with this. There's a lot of zip lines, and a lot of the caves look very similar, so it's super easy to get confused and lost. So I'm going to help you get through all of this and get the relic in a pretty speedy way. Okay, so we are near the top of the mountain here, and there's a cave entrance on the left. You can just ignore that for now. That's when we leave. We are going to enter the cave, and if you follow these arrows in the cave, they'll usually point you in a, well, sometimes it's confusing, and I think that's intentionally done, but they will generally point you in the right direction. So let's go ahead and squeeze L2, drop, and descend all the way down to the bottom, and here we are at the entrance. And there's some literature here, so go ahead and read that real quick. Now, once we've read that, we're going to turn to our right, and this is our first zip line. Now, they don't really tell you about this, but you zip line and you press the circle button to detach and land on top of another zip line to continue on. And so the first time I did this, I didn't do that. But you can see where it says detach, and that only flashed for me very quickly. So I don't know if that's something that's going to stick around for you guys for a while, but you're supposed to detach and land on that zip line. If you don't, it's okay. It's no big deal. What you can do is, if you're in this little area here, you can actually jump to that ledge, which is where the zip line leads anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. And then once we get over here, you can see there are more arrows pointing us in the right direction. So let's go ahead and follow these ledges that are painted yellow. Let's go ahead and jump up. And then we'll get up here again. And in the next chamber, there's going to be a bunch of zip lines. But I'm going to show you, I mean, it's easy to get confused by it all. But I'm going to show you how, the correct order in which to use these zip lines to get to the exit. Okay, so let's go ahead and walk up here. Now, you're supposed to detach onto that zip line. So hit the circle button, and then there's another zip line. We're going to detach and land on this one. And if you fall or miss, it's not a big deal. You can work your way back up to the start and just keep trying it. Now, we got to this arrow. That's where we were. So let's turn to our right and take out that machete and smash this, or you can shoot it, whatever you want to do. And then we're going to go through this next chamber, and you can see that there are a series of little ledges here, painted yellow for us. Somebody lit some candles. That's great. And we're going to climb up here. I'm curious what you guys think of the game so far. I'm curious if this is something, if you're enjoying it, or if you're enjoying it less than Far Cry 5 or 4. Let me know in the comments. I would like to hear what you guys think. Okay, so the next zip line is right in front of us. There's no dropping or anything. We're just going to go straight across. There's an arrow pointing in this direction. If you look up, there is now a grapple spot. Right there, there's a little grapple hook. So we're going to use our grapple hook, latch on, and I like to just jump. And if you hit the circle button, you will detach, and it kind of will thrust you in the direction you're facing. So they make it super easy. Now, when you get to this spot, don't do what I do. First, shoot the planks before you ride the zip line. I did it in the opposite order, and that was not the right thing to do, because you kind of just smash into it. And then, okay, so once we get to the other side, I hope I'm not the only one that did that. Please tell me I'm not the only one that did that. We're going to look for this other grapple spot here. So let's go ahead and get close enough to get prompted, and we're going to use the grapple hook again. And then so for me, when I got across and I detached, it actually threw me onto the next zip line. So there is a ledge over here on the left where you can land, but it just auto-attached for me right there. As you can see, I didn't even hit X. It just automatically attached. So heads up there. Now, you're supposed to drop down onto this zip line. If you do not, I'm going to show you what to do. If you end up on this little platform here, totally fine. If you land in the water, that's where you would work your way up. But if you see this zip line right here, you can just jump onto it. And I didn't have to hit a button, but you may have to hit X. and it will kind of, you'll go the wrong direction for a little bit from your momentum, but that's fine. We're going to zip down, and once you see this purple fire here, you know you're heading in the right direction. And down there in case we fall, but we're not going to fall. We're going to grapple onto that spot right there. Run and jump, and then let's detach. Awesome. Now there's another zip line, so let's go ahead and hook onto that and go across here. Now I had a little bit of trouble here with these ledges, so I left it in case anybody else has these issues. But when you get to the top of this ledge and you shimmy over to the left, I did not get a prompt. You have to look a little more to the left or move yourself around, and then there the hand will come out, and then you can jump. So hopefully you guys don't have any issues with that, but if you do, that's what worked for me. Now, that's where we came from, so let's go ahead and climb up the stairs. We're nearing the end. We're getting closer. Okay, so from here, this is, I believe, the final chamber. So go ahead and walk towards the end here. And then we're going to grapple, and the same thing is going to happen to me where I use the grapple, I detach, and it will thrust me onto the zip line. I try to take these things in steps, but that's just what happened. So it'll probably happen to you too, I imagine. But then we're going to land down here and auto-attach to that zip line, and we'll end up in this little alcove here. And you can see there are 2 zip lines. What they would like for you to do is use this zip line and then drop onto the next zip line, which is down below. But if you don't do that, that's okay too. What I ended up doing was using this zip line, and I sort of missed that, but that's okay. You can go to this ledge here, and then when you work your way up here to the left, there's arrows pointing, you can just jump over to this ledge, just like that. And then we'll use this zip line, and it'll take us all the way across. And we're close. We're so close, my friends. So pull yourself up onto this ledge, and you see that blue plank right there? Go ahead and walk up to that blue plank, jump up, and we can go one more. Now we need to go, you cannot go up anymore. You have to shimmy over to the left, turn all the way to the left, not up there, but down, there you go, right there, and then jump. We got to look for the yellow paint on the stones. And then, gosh, it just is really touchy. Couldn't quite pull myself up. Okay, so look to the right, and then when we get to the top, we are here, and here is our first relic. It might be your second or your third. It depends on what order you've done this, but this is the first relic. And let's go ahead and grab that. Now I'm going to show you how to get out of here, because it can be tricky getting out of here. So let me show you that, but don't forget to pick up the relic first, and then you got to read this note. And we gotta loot for the goods. Yep, you get Ida's sigil here, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so now to get out of here correctly, we're gonna walk over to this zip line and then hit the X button. And so this is gonna take you through this little hole, and now we're gonna end up in the very first chamber. This is where we entered. And then from here, remember, this is where all the fun began, right there. So we're gonna head back and then look for the grapple hook prompt, and there you go. Hey, Danny's Mark here, and we are working on Aku's Triador Relic, and this is all part of that secret Oluwa Cave that is in the Starter Island, and you may have actually come across this on your own. But you should know you can only do this mission at night. It will turn you away if you try to come during the day. This is all part of the Mystery of La Triada. I will try to get everything in the video description. I'm going to make a big, huge mega guide that has all this stuff in one video, so you don't have to go bopping around for all the different, because there's 3 different treasure hunts you need to go on. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go into this haunted house. And I like this one. I like that they are trying to change it up, especially with the tone. This is like a haunted house thing, and it's fun. So the first thing we're going to do is go in and we're going to read this book. And you're going to notice there's some creepy stuff going on. And as of this recording, it is October, so this is very fitting for this this mission. Anyway, when you open that up, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into this room with all these mirrors. And when you enter, you notice there's a crashing sound, and one of the mirrors just shattered. So work your way all the way around the room, shatter all the mirrors. But when you get to the final mirror, you'll notice it does not do anything. But you need to smash it with your machete, and that will reveal a button. So let's go ahead and press that button. And when you do that, it is going to open that bookcase that was on the left-hand side when we walked in. And there is something in there. There's another puzzle. So let's go ahead and go into the secret room. This haunted mansion has lots of secret rooms. Okay. So go ahead and go inside, grab notes, search around for goodies. There's one over here on the table. And it kind of gives you some clues as to the order in which you're supposed to press these buttons. You'll notice there's 3 on the table, and they're all connected to these TVs. And if you get it incorrect, the order, then the TVs are just going to go kind of blank. But let me go ahead and show you the correct order. You want to press the middle one, then the left one, then the right one. So let's go ahead and do it in that order. And then once you do that, you will hear a creepy noise from the right-hand side. And then we're going to go ahead and go back into the lobby area. And you can see now there is some stairs for us to go up. So let's go ahead and go up the stairs. And when we get to the top, what do you think we'll see? What's something we always see in a haunted house? Yes, that's right. A chandelier and a piano. So let's go ahead and grab all the goodies around the room. Now for this, all you need to do is walk up to the note, read it, and then you might have to back away, but the piano should play. It should do all that stuff. If not, you might have to interact with the piano. But it'll open up this secret hidden room, and don't forget to grab the key. That is utmost important because we will need that key to open up a door that's on the first floor. So once you grab the key, let's go ahead and work our way downstairs. Are you guys enjoying this game? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. How does it compare to previous Far Cry games? It is very different, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, so now that we've unlocked that door, we're going to go ahead and head down to this torture chamber. And we're just going to go through that door. I couldn't find any goodies around here. You, of course, are welcome to look around, see if you find anything. But when you're done, go through this door. And you see those boards over here on the right-hand side? We're going to smash those boards. So, again, comb through the room, read the notes, read the letters, grab the goodies. We are heading out there. You can see it's got that mystical purple smoke. That is our destination. Now, this is creepy. This is good. Now, I thought for sure they were going to start firing if you sort of walked forward or did something. And I tried to go around them and stuff. I couldn't. So you just walk through them, but they will creepily turn and look at you with their weird broom baby heads. And then go ahead and grab more goodies around the room. We're going to hit that button. There's going to be a giant explosion, which is good because we need to get down there. We need to go down that well. And we're almost done. So let's go ahead and work our way back here. And then if you look up, you will see there is a grapple point up there. So go ahead and throw the grapple and then squeeze R2 so we can climb up top. And there is a zip line. So we'll just go straight to the zip line. And that zip line is going to lead us to where that explosion was by the well. So once we get down here, yes, there's a very clear arrow telling us where to go. Go ahead and when you're ready, just fall down. There's water down there, so you will not get hurt. And once you fall into the water, this creepy well with weird symbols all over it. So what we're going to do is climb to this ledge. Now we need to get to this other ledge because there is a note that we want to get up there. Now if you look to the right, it's hard to see it, but there are 2 ledges that you could jump onto over here. So go ahead and jump onto one, and then we're going to run and jump onto the next one. It's hard to see, but it is there. And if you miss, you just fall in the water and you come back and try it again. But there's a ledge right over there, so just press right as you're jumping so you hug the wall, and you should be able to walk right up onto this ledge. There's another note. Once you read that note, we're going to jump right back into the water, go back up to this ledge, and then look up to the opening of the well, and you will see a grapple point. So go ahead and grapple up, but we're only going to go up a little bit. We're only going to go up a few feet, and you turn, you will see this opening, this cave here. And that is our destination. That's where we want to go. So go ahead and rock back and forth, and then detach, and it'll sling you forward. And then there is the relic that we are looking for. There's Aku. So grab that. There's another letter, so go ahead and grab that too. And I'm going to show you how to get out of here too. It could be a little confusing for some. Took me a minute. So let me go ahead and show you how to get out of here. There's no more stuff to get. So let's go ahead and walk out here. There's the water. And you can fall down onto the ledge. You can fall into the water, whichever you'd like to do, whatever's easier. But once you jump in or land on this ledge, you're going to go ahead and look back up at that grapple point. And then we're going to squeeze R2 and we're going to ascend all the way to the top. This game I'm having a good time with it. It is a lot of fun. I do kind of miss the skill trees, and I kind of miss, like hunting down animals and getting like skins for larger wallets and ammo packs and stuff. And I know that stuff is tired, and I thought it was tired too, but now that it's gone, I'm kind of missing it a little bit, and I'm curious if you guys are too. Hey Denny's, Mark here, and we are working on Mimo, Abosi's Triador Relic, and this is all part of that Oluwa Cave, the secret cave in the first island. Let me go ahead and pull up the map here so you can see where it's located. And this one is, compared to the first two, this one's pretty short. You should be able to get through this pretty quickly. I'm going to try and get you through this quickly and accurately, so we can move on and turn these relics in. Now, the first thing we need to do is head into this office. We're going to collect all the stuff, but the most important thing is this key card. So don't forget to pick that up. And go ahead. There's some documentation to read here, but really, once you collect that key card, we're going to head down to the dig site. So let's go ahead and head down here. And there's going to be a bunch of stuff that you can collect around the dig sites. Go ahead and collect that stuff, and when you're all done, head towards the big orange generator, and we're going to follow this yellow cable. Now, watch out for these little electrical charges. They will hurt you, although mildly. And just like that, I should take my own advice. And avoid that stuff if you can. It's not quite that big of a deal, but just a heads up. Now, this is where you actually can collect the treasure hunt, and it will begin. So for this lock, you could just go ahead and use your machete and smash it. Let's go ahead and go inside. We're going to continue to follow this yellow cable. And you'll notice on the right-hand side, there is a cave, a flooded cave, and very clearly, we cannot go in there. So don't go in there, you will die. But what we can do is turn around, and there is a little area over here, and it's really important we go in here and grab this key card. This key card will get us into a fan room on the other side of that water. So let's turn around, and we need to get rid of this. We need to kill the electricity, the power to this cable. So let's go ahead and head back up. If you see this orange generator, I thought maybe there might be a button to interact with to turn off, but then I realized, no, this is Far Cry. Take your gun out and shoot it. Doesn't get any simpler than that. Okay, so once we destroy it, let's go ahead and head back down the cave with the key card in hand. And I'm curious what you guys think of this game so far. I'm sure if you've made it this deep into the game, you've had some experience with some of the systems. What do you think about the lack of skill points? What do you think about the lack of hunting and gathering stuff? It's really, everything is based off of all the gear that you have. And I'm curious what you think of it. Go ahead and leave a comment. I'd like to know if you think it is better than Far Cry 5, 4, 3. Are you enjoying it? Okay, so back to the guide. So once we get through swimming through that water, you're going to come up. We are immediately going to head over to this gate. There's a bunch of dead bodies. We can't go up there, but we can head to the gate. We're going to use that key card that we picked up. Go ahead and walk in here and interact with this box. And it's going to turn on the fans and suck out all the poisonous gas. That doesn't seem to be affecting us. All right, cool. So when we're done with that, see all the pots explode. They're very angry for some reason. Now we're going to head up this elevator. Actually, no, we are not going to head up an elevator. We're going to go down this elevator shaft. So let's use the grapple hook, squeeze L2 so we can descend. I had a little bit of I was getting caught up on the geometry down here. I don't know if this is intended. I don't know if anybody else is going to experience this, but it happened to me. Just go ahead and detach and you'll fall. Not that big of a deal. So, see, that guy didn't detach properly. That's what happened. He didn't use my guide. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into this big, huge cave here. And this is where we are going to find our relic. And a bunch of dead bodies and the pots containing the poison. And I assume came from maybe this tree? I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and head over to this relic. And let's pick it up. And now that we've picked it up, there's a couple more things we need to get. Yep, there's a damp scribbled note. And there's a crumpled note. And then you will see, boom, that will reveal the exit. And don't forget to loot this chest here to get some gear. And I'm going to show you how to get out of this cave, just in case anybody has any trouble. I don't want to leave anybody behind. So once we have those boots, but let's head up the stairs. Let's go through this cave. And then we're going to cross right here, these planks. And then once you get across, turn to your right, and there's the exit. Okay, this is it. We are back at the cave. We should have all 3 relics. And we are ready to take them back to this chamber and place them in the spot where they need to be so we can unlock the final big chamber and get all 3 of these items. So let's go ahead and enter the cave. And let's put the 3 relics here. You should get a prompt right there. It says interact. When you do, back up a little bit and you'll be able to see that this back area is just going to crumble and open up and reveal this huge, bigger chamber. Now, you actually can just walk straight to the tree. I kind of decided to go to the left here just to be careful and just to be cautious. This is a recording of my original playthrough, so it's a little bit jumbled, and I apologize for that. But I came around back here just in case there was something was going to jump out. And there is a boss fight coming up. So let's go ahead and approach and read the note. And then approach the chest. Now, once you open this chest and you acquire the rifle and the Supremo, don't do what I did and turn around and face the entrance of the cave. Back up and face the tree, because behind you is what comes, which is this sort of boss fight. Now, the easiest way I found to beat these guys is to go up here to these ledges and climb all the way up. Go up all 3 ledges, and then go ahead and turn around and shoot them as they're coming up. And this rifle does a fair amount of damage, especially if you can get a headshot, but you can get them as they're climbing up. So hopefully it works out for you guys as it did for me, where they're just kind of climbing up and I'm just kind of able to pick them off. Now, once you get rid of them, you notice we have to go back to the tree, and that is where we are going to get our pet. Oluso, he is like a stealth cat, and he's very powerful, and he has some cool abilities that you can unlock.
I'm sorry, but you attacked me first, remember?
And there we go. And once you revive him, that's it. You did it. You got all 3 items. You have a bunch of cool stuff. I feel like if you have made it this far in this guide, I feel like we have been on a journey together. So thank you so much for checking out my guide. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It does help me out quite a bit. Thanks for checking out my video.